Victus was brought to the Alcatraz lab, where they handed over the Chronorium to Richtofen. Upon reading it, Richtofen learned about everything that would happen to him from that moment forward, and what he needed to do to survive his fate. The first thing Richtofen needed was blood vials from dimensions that were going to be destroyed. The first blood vials he obtained were those of the Victus crew, which he grabbed from zombie Richtofen on empty Earth. Then, he got the blood of Sal DeLuca and Finn O'Leary from Dimension 63, just days before they were executed at Alcatraz. With the blood in hand, Richtofen went back to the year 1914 in the same dimension, before the events of Origins ever even happened. He visited his old home and delivered Finn and Sal's vials to a younger version of himself, telling him that he'd need them for protection later in life. This is why they are seen in Origins before he meets the Primus crew. After collecting the blood vials, Richtofen returned to the Alcatraz lab. He convinced Victus to step into a set of cryopods, where they would be frozen until they were needed again. Suddenly, a future version of the Primus crew would arrive at the lab and collect the Victus blood vials from Richtofen, before they headed into the events of Gerard Crovy. At some point after handing out the blood, Richtofen had to go back to the original dimension and enlist the help of zombie Richtofen. He asked him to follow Victus on their journey to empty Earth, and collect their blood vials when the time was right. In exchange, he'd promised he'd get him a new body and soul. Zombie Richtofen agreed, and followed Victus all the way to empty Earth, where he grabbed the blood that had been collected from Victus. He then waited for Primus Richtofen to come and collect it. After the deal was completed, Primus Richtofen would send Zombie Richtofen back to his original dimension in the year 1963. There, he found his old catatonic body waiting for him in a lab at Groom Lake, and he repossessed it. The next thing Primus Richtofen had to do was obtain the summoning key, an ancient device that's a vital component for Monty's plan.